Does a customer think that you ripped them off? This is probably going to happen eventually in business if it hasn't already happened to you. And this happened to me yesterday. So here's how you should react to that situation. There's two ways to react to it. There's a good way and there's a very bad way. And the bad way is kind of like probably your first instinctual response, which would be, I didn't try to rip you off. Are you calling me a liar? Why would you do that? So that's just what you need to do in this situation is you need to become selfless and just forget about everything inside you that's saying, I can't believe this person would accuse me of trying to rip them off and not do a job or try to get paid for a job I didn't do. Everything that's saying that, you need to just repress it. Like, it's probably not healthy, but I'm serious. Like, for the situation to go over well, that's what you need to do first. So, second, your reaction to this is going to be completely, I understand why you're upset, and I care a lot, and I'm going to do what I have to do to make it right because I care that you're not happy with my work, and I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to make it right. The reason that this works is because when somebody is being aggressive towards you or accusing you of something, and you fire back with that, and you fire back with, right back at them with an opposing viewpoint, the first thing it's going to do is spike them way up higher than they were. Like, for example, if you thought somebody was lying to you and you have, like, evidence to prove it or whatever, and you go to that person and you say, why would you lie to me? And they say, I didn't lie to you. And you're like, you jerk, I have the evidence. I know you're lying to me. What kind of person are you? Even if it's not true, that's how they feel. And their emotions are going to go way through the roof because you tried to defend yourself. So, as counterintuitive as it sounds, you cannot try to defend yourself overly. Like, you can tell them, like, yes, I did the job, or I didn't try to rip you off, but you cannot fire back at them with the same emotional charge as they are at you, because what that does is escalate their emotions way up, and it's gonna go nowhere. So what you do, what happened to me, on my follow-up call with this person, I followed up the next day. I said, hi, sir, how are you doing? We cleaned your windows yesterday. I just want to check up, make sure everything still looks good for you guys, and that everything went well. And he says, yeah, the windows don't really look like they got cleaned. Are you sure that they got clean? So I'm like, oh, well, I definitely cleaned them all. I'm thinking this in my head. I know I cleaned all those windows, and I did a good job because it sucked. Because I remember I was there for a long time, and it sucked. But what do I say to him? I say, oh, no, well, sir, I assure you, they were cleaned. I was the one on the ladder, personally doing the work. But hearing that you're unsatisfied hurts me because I care about your satisfaction, however way you want to word it. And so basically, the way I reacted was, I understand that you're upset, and I care about that. I don't care about the money. I care about making you happy. So everything that I said was coming from that point of view. So, I said, sir, when can I come out to fix this? I don't want you to be unhappy with the job, and so many words, however you want to word it. But they need to understand that you're not trying to defend yourself. They need to feel like you care about their feelings and that you care that they're upset. Because a lot of people don't necessarily, some people just want to be heard. Some people just need to feel important, and I'm not saying this is what happened, but a lot of times just not reciprocating aggression or showing that you care will bring them way down, like instantly. And so that's what happened with this customer yesterday. After I explained, like, sir, like, I apologize, like, it's possible I could have missed some spots, and I don't want you to pay until you're satisfied, and I'll come out whenever I can to fix that. And he felt that I understood and cared about him, and it brought him down. By the end of the conversation, he was like, oh, it wasn't, I didn't really think it was anything. My wife was more of the person that thought that, you guys were trying to rip us off, but he's like, I didn't really think that or anything. Like, he's like, maybe there was like a spot here and there, but it's not as big of a deal. And now, why is that reaction? Why is what he said at the end of the conversation different from the beginning? From, did you clean the windows actually? Or, it's not really a big deal. What got him from there to there? It certainly wasn't me going, are you calling me a liar? Do you think I would actually do that? Like, we're a professional business. Do you think I would go around trying to do that? I have the highest ratings in my city. You think I would try to do that? If I were to do that, emotions would go straight through the roof. We're going to feed off of each other's emotional charges. So by me basically just eating crap, and not trying to defend myself, but showing that I care, it cushioned his, negativity, more or less. So it's like he comes at me with a, I don't know, negative emotion. Say this is a negative emotion. He's coming at me with it. Now, if I come back with another negative emotion, it just causes more mayhem. But if I come back at him with like a soft pillow, it dissolves it. So today I went back there and I finished and everything, and it was good. We were totally cool by the time I got there, and I touched up a couple spots. There's actually a quote I like a lot. It's from the Bible. It says, an answer when mild turns away rage. I think that's how it goes. An answer when mild turns away rage. So if you can be mild, it'll turn away their rage. But they need to feel that you care and that you're not trying to necessarily defend yourself too much. So that's what you should do. That's how to react to somebody that's, accusing you or is upset with you for whatever reason. It's going to happen in business eventually, whether the person's just crazy, which is rare, or if there is an actual misunderstanding. So just try to remember that. It's, the customer is not always right, but they need to feel like they're right. Okay? If there's a theme out of any of this video, it's that the customers, they're not always going to be right. Sometimes they'll be right, but they're not always going to be right. But if they feel like they are right, and they feel that you care, then that's how you solve that. If I were to say, going by the customer is always right, if I were to say, oh no, you know what, sir, you're right, we didn't clean any of those windows, and I was trying to rip you off, that would be the customer is always right. But, as long as the customer feels, that they were treated with respect and that they weren't being treated aggressively towards, then it'll absorb all of that emotional charge. So, keep it in mind. You're going to probably deal with it eventually. This is probably only the second, third time really I've had to deal with this, because I try to cover my bases when I talk to people and with all my jobs, but eventually it's going to happen. So yeah, keep it in mind. Put your first instincts to the back when it comes to this, and just absorb it and show that you care. All right, that's it. Thanks, guys.